What is the purpose of your visit to Armenia now, and at what stage the preparations are?
The purpose of my visit this time, I've been here several times, is to just check on the progress of the project. And they're doing great. They're doing great. You know, what you find in these events, I've been involved for now over 20 years with these, and there's always more that you could do, and there's always other things that you could, if you had the time. So it's normal that around this period of time, there's a lot of activity to get ready. These are big events.
What is the benefit of WCIT?
Yeah, okay, so first of all, information and communications technology is impacting nearly every aspect of human life. It's come on like a rush of wild horses, you know, in the past decade or so. It's coming so like a tidal wave of changing everything. Okay, so the potential impact on any society is great in terms of every aspect of your life, medical, you know, in environment, transportation, everything. So the biggest benefit of bringing the event here is to put the spotlight on Armenia for close to a week, in addition to all the marketing that's going in prior to it, right? So people, what you want is when people get here to witness the things I've witnessed, and that is you've got a wonderful culture of people, you've got a rich history, you have it's a wonderful place to visit. And so if people are coming to enjoy the culture, this is one thing. What we want them to do is come and invest here. We want particularly the IT companies to come see how the strengths of the country, the beauty of your culture, and the hospitality that you have, and then turn around and say, you know, we'd like to set up a facility here or there, and then incorporate and employ your people and build your economy out. So this is, I think, I'm well aware that the government that you have is very much behind this industry and very much behind this event, which I think is great.
What can you say about Armenia's IT sector and how is it developing now?
Well, I'm going to put it in perspective. We have 84 countries, and most of them are in the same situation as Armenia. They're growing. They are waking up, some earlier than later, sooner than later, to the potential of this industry on a society. Not only is it a revenue generator, it's got clean jobs, high-paying wages. All of that comes with the industry. So you are in very good shape because of a couple things. Number one, your government gets it, right? Number one. Number two, your industry gets it. They understand. I think your society understands the value. And then you have this diaspora, a group of people that also understand, having benefited in other countries from what this industry has done for them and their families and so on. So I think you've got the good news is everybody's got this event on the radar. And so the most successful congresses that I've seen have that as an ingredient. They understand the power of the technology, they understand the benefits it brings, and they understand that this is a national event. This is a national event. It's of national importance. So this is why I'm here, and I will continue to come back and support the event as much as we possibly can within my organization.
What was the outcome of last events, and what practical steps were recorded during this event or after them?
Let me answer that in two parts. When you look at the content of this Congress, what we're trying to do is we're trying to increase the development of technology, this ICT, information and communications technology. We're trying to increase the use of it so that more children and more farmers and more medical is using the ICT. So what we focus on during the event is how do we progress from a global perspective, right? So, you know, how do you measure it? You know, we could take a look at a couple indexes. One of them is, you know, we've got half the world's population connected now. And every day there are hundreds of thousands of more people. So we can look at it that way in terms of making progress. We also see a tremendous amount of innovation occurring all around the world, helping people. You know, I've got several examples of let me just give you one example. So, in a digital age, in a digital world, if you go to a rural community today around the globe, you're going to find, in more cases than I want to admit, that people are dying unnecessarily because they can't get medical help. Okay, and part of the problem is they have to go from point A to point B. They don't have vehicles, so on the journey something happens. So that it should have never happened. So in a digital world, what should happen, and what is happening in some villages today, is that there are trained nurse personnel in the village. That nurse can offer an initial diagnosis of the problem, and then get on a phone and talk to a surgeon or a doctor in another country, and they can ask for a few more things to figure out what the problem is. And we could put a drone in the air and drop off the pharmaceutical medicine and save that life. So that's the digital world. A farmer who has a crop that must take that crop to the city to sell, in a non-digital world, which is happening every day, that farmer goes and people called brokers would meet that farmer, and they would basically cheat that farmer in terms of the real value of his crop. Problem is the farmer must give the crop because the crop's going to be destroyed if they don't sell it immediately. Today, with a smartphone or a phone with an application that tells 4 brokers or 5 brokers in the city, I'm coming to the city and I'm bringing 5 tons of whatever crop, what would you pay for that? So now you have 5 people wanting to make money on that crop, bidding against each other, giving the farmer more money, so they go back to the village and everybody benefits. So there's thousands of things that are happening every day in this beautiful digital world that's developing right in front of our eyes.
How many participants do you expect in this year's event, and how many countries will be represented? Well,
our normal attendance is 2,000, and we've had many more, and not much less. We've had, I think, the lowest probably 1,800, but the average is about 2,000, 2,200. How many countries? Well, in our organization we have 84 members. So we're hoping to get the majority of those members to come in. It would be about 60 countries. 60 to 70 would be great.
Finally, what do you expect from Armenia-hosted WCIT? So how it can pass for you to consider it to be successful?
I can give you how I personally evaluate. How well organized was the event? How smoothly did it run? Were we on time? From a logistics standpoint, did we take great hospitality care of our guests while they were here? The content of the program. Was the content of a world-class program? Did we bring in the right people? Did we talk about the right things in order to fulfill our mission, which is fulfilling the promise of the digital age? That is moving the ball forward to get more people involved in benefiting from ICT. So I'm positive that you will do all of that, and you'll be very proud of yourselves, and I think I know it'll reflect great on your country. And I want to congratulate all of you for winning the right to host this event, and I know it's going to be a great success for you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.